Shalom. Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all of the praises and the glory to the Most High and His Son, Yahweh Bashem Yahushua Bashem Rakak Wadash. And double honor to the apostles of the great Millstone that taught me this truth through the inspiration of the Holy Spirit. And giving also the salutations to the Akim all around the world that's furthering this truth out of the heart of sincerity. And shalom to the Akim Waqwaf Yam that are heeding to these lessons as we give them to you. And once again, it's your brother Laban coming at you with another video. And in this video, once again, taking a look at this article over here on the topic of what we usually like to talk about, what we're vehemently expecting to happen in this lifetime, which will happen in this lifetime, in this generation, is that the time is going to come when this devil is going to cause all to receive the mark. And we're drawing closer to that. Human microchip implants take center stage. The novelty of replacing one's home key with a microchip implant is gaining worldwide interest. But there's another more compelling story under the surface. Why is this technology an integrated circuit the size of a grain of rice, reveled by some and celebrated by self-proclaimed human cyborgs? Arguably, William Shakespeare's Hamlet offers the most elegant explanation. Nothing is neither good nor bad, but think and make it so. However, it would be prudent to tell Prince Hamlet that not all microchip implants are designed alike, and understanding the technology design enables one to better evaluate the competing viewpoints today. More than 50,000 people have elected to have a subdermal chip surgically inserted between the thumb and the index finger. Serves as the new swipe key or credit card in Germany. For example, more than 2,000 Germans have opted to receive these implants. One man even used it to store a link to his last and will at the testament. As chip storage's capacity increases, perhaps users could even link to the complete works of Shakespeare. Chip implants are just one of many type of emerging technologies in the Internet of Things. An expanding digital cosmos, right, of wirelessly connected internet-enabled devices. Some technologists are worried, however, that hackers targeting IoT vulnerabilities in sensors and network architecture also may try to hack chip implants. Radio frequency identification chips are identifying transponders that typically carry a unique identification number and can be tagged with the user's data, such as health records, social media profiles, and financial information. And we've been saying this for the longest, man. We've been telling you that this RFID C-HIP is going to have all of your data in it. Every single thing about you is going to be on that data. Your birth certificate is going to be on that data, right? So it's going to be a thing that you have to get. And the way Claus on them is talking, it's looking like they're going to pretty much force this down your throat, as it is also written in Revelations that he will cause all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their forehead. So this is eventual. This is not going to be done by choice. So what they're doing right now, and I've said this before and I'll say it again, the younger generation, as it seems, they're becoming more hip to this. They're becoming more interested in this technology. First and foremost, you promote this technology so that people can get familiar with, and then it gains interest. And once it gains interest, people want to get one of these things as a form of a trend, so to speak, right? So now, once you've got that going on, now it shouldn't really be a big deal when one day the government comes around and tells you all throughout the media that every last citizen should have one. because for the most part, thousands have undergone to receive one of these marks in them. So let's make it mandatory for you to take. Okay, and it's gonna get to that point where if you don't take this thing, then you won't be able to get access to your internet, because this is going to be the thing that's going to connect you to the grid. The internet is the most important thing right now in this society. A lot of people are withdrawn from their televisions and they're just getting their computers now. On the computer, you can watch anything you want. You can go on Netflix. You can go watch a old ass video that you didn't see on YouTube, whatever video it is of your interest, right? It could be cars, it could be sports, it could be whatever it is that you're into. You can watch any single thing on this computer, man, this PC. So PC for the population is the way of life right now. So this devil is going to pretty much convince all to receive this mark. And if they don't receive this mark, they're going to be ousted out of the world of the internet. Like, think about it. People do business on the internet. People are on social media like never before. And it's become the new virtual reality. Basically, the computer world is the new reality for people. So it's kind of like, if you don't have internet, then you're not included in this internet reality, so to speak, which has become more real to people. So what do you think? People are going to be looking to go in line to take that mark because they don't want to lose their internet services. People are on the internet 24/7, 365 days a year. All right. Especially nowadays, like back when we was coming up, the only access you had to internet was on your PC. That was it. There was no going on your phones and checking out a video or reading an article. There was none of that. Or, listening to your music on it. Or connecting with your guys on WhatsApp. Like that never existed. Like nowadays, you could be on the internet as you're walking down the street or you're driving your car. People are constantly on the internet. You're on some form of transportation. What are you doing? You're looking down and you're looking at your phone. You're on the internet 24/7. So it's gotten to the point where it's become a part of them. So once they got that now, which is what they do already, they got the internet to be a part of us. Now it shouldn't be a big deal for you to get this mark, for you to get this little itty bitty tiny C-hip inside of you, which that's going to connect you more to the internet. Okay? Because the people are already addicted to it. So now it shouldn't be a big deal. And this is why the people that are younger now, because obviously people that are younger are more impressionable. You can impress young people more than people that are older. The older you get, the more molded you are. The more molded you are in your way. You can't really it's harder for a person that's older to change. As the saying goes, you can't teach an old dog new tricks, right? So they're really aiming this at the younger generation. That's like in their teens, early 20s, that kind of generation. This is what this is for. But overall, it doesn't really matter. Because as it is written in the book of Revelations 13, they're going to make it possible for everybody to undergo this, to receive this mark. Even old people, man, like people that's in their even the a little of the older generation. All right, which relatively we're still young. We're not youthful, of course, but we're still young. People that's in their 30s and up in their 40s. All right. We've also got attached to the internet being a part of us. So for the most part, whether they're young or old, all will come under this thing. And he calls of all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or on their forehead, and that no man might buy or sell, say that he had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. So they're going to make it to the point where if you don't have this mark, then you won't be able to buy nor sell. And for the most part, buying and selling is based on people pulling out their phones now or swiping your card. So with this little itty bitty chip implant, it's going to connect you to all of that. It's going to connect you to your internet. It's going to connect you to your bank account. It's going to connect you to your medical data. Every single thing that you need, that you're connected to on a day-to-day basis through the internet. All right, that's why they call it the IoT, the Internet of Things, which is what you're going to be a part of. You're going to be the thing, a part of the internet. This is the world that they're constructing, the digital world that they're constructing with you in it. Okay, so what do you think people are going to do? The average person, they're gonna undergo that procedure and taking that mark. Is what's going to happen. All right. So there you go. I mean, I don't really have to read any more on this. What I'll do is I'll put this in the description box so you can check this out. Very interesting article as well, man. You know what I'll do is I'll read some more on this. I want to read some more of this actually. Yeah, so it goes as far as to read, which means the digital reader must be positioned a few inches away from the user's microchipped hand to communicate. In contrast, near-field communication NFC chips use electromagnetic radio fields to wirelessly communicate to a digital reader in close proximity. Much like smartphones and contactless credit cards, a benefit of NFC over RFID is international use. Reasons biohacks. With the power of existing infrastructure and wide variety of service and products already supporting the NFC standard globally. One huge benefit, and they're telling you what they're already telling you what it is with the name of this company right here. Like I said, Esau wants to be the main man in charge or ahead of everyone's life, and I'm talking about the powers that be. They want to be able to hack into you and be able to manipulate you with this technological power, which is going to proceed through them. All right, this is what they wish to do, as it is also written that he wants to basically be in the seat of the Most High, and he exalted himself above all that is called the Most High. So that's a major part of doing that, which is that technological power that he wants to demonstrate on the people and use for good. So anyway, it goes far as to read. One huge benefit of ours is that we overlap virtually any private or public sector already using NFCs or mobile tech. According to a 2021 UK-based consumer survey by Propeller Insight on digital payment trends in Europe, 51% of the approximately 2,000 respondents said they would consider getting a C-hip implant to pay for services. 51%. That's a reasonable amount of people. And I believe a lot of these people are young people, probably like in their early 20s, or, in some cases, mid 20s, late teens, early 20s, mid 20s, probably. So it reads, this technology is especially popular in Sweden as a substitute for paying with cash. Only 1 in 4 people living in Sweden uses cash at least once a week. Wow. Writes NPR. More than 4,000 Swedes have replaced key cards for chips implants to use for gym access, e-tickets, and railway travel, and to store emergency contact information. It's a whole lot they got on this article. Now, let's go and read Revelations 3, verse 10. It says, because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I also will keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all of the world to try them that dwell upon the earth. And that is to receive that mark. People are going to be pushed and persuaded to receiving that mark, whatever psychological operation was coming next. And those that hold so dearly and stand stiffly for the word, even on that time, the Lord is going to basically take care of us, man. We good. As it is also written, behold, I come quickly, and hold that fast which thou hast, that no man take thy crown. Because when they push this mark, man, that's when things are going to start going quick. And this is when the Lord is going to make his appearance, and it's going to be swift. As it also reads in the book of Isaiah 19, as Isaiah gives it away, the burden of Egypt, which the modern Egypt today is where we're at right now, which is in America. Okay, where I'm at location wise is I'm in the UK, but we're still under the influence of Egypt. also known as Babylon, which is America, all in conjunction, and many other previous worlds that came before us, all in one. Okay, so in this Egypt, the Lord is going to come into it, and what, as it reads, and the idols of Egypt shall be moved at his presence, and the heart of Egypt shall melt in the midst of it. So every single thing that was considered great before the people in America, and you know, the different bridges and the statues, and it's all going to be dissolved. And Nahum, the prophecy of Nahum, elaborates on this a little bit more. And as this reads, and this is what Nahum the prophet is also seeing. Remember, the prophets received the same similitude of visions. So if this is the case, as the Bible is definitely a parabolic book, and a lot of the things that they saw, sometimes they didn't understand what they were seeing, and at times they were clear on what they were seeing with understanding. All right, but for the most part, it takes us now in these times to break all of these things down. Like, what did they mean by this? Because none of these things that they've had in vision happened in their time. So what time is all of this going to happen in? It's going to happen in this generation, as it is also written in the book of Matthew, where it reads that this world will not pass away until all things be fulfilled in this generation. Matter of fact, let me see if I could pull it up. Where it reads, and I'm going to quote it again, where it reads, this generation will not pass until all these things come to pass. Right? So let me see if I could get that. I think it's in Matthew's 24. And when you read the book of Matthew 24, it jumps around. It talks about some things refer to what happened in 70 AD, and some things are referring to what's going to happen in these times. Just to put it out there. Yeah, so let me continue to go down here. That's it. Matthew 24 and 34. Verily I say unto you, this generation shall not pass until all these things be fulfilled. And then you have it. So everything is going to come to pass in this generation. Now, when this was written, it was written in the times that it was written, of course, right? But back during when this was written at the time, the prophets expected the kingdom to come in their time, as you can read in the book of Acts, first chapter, when the disciples were inquiring when the Lord was going to deliver the kingdom to them. So when we read this now, with common sense and with a spiritual sense as well, what you find out is that they were talking about the times we're living in right now, because nothing happened in a prophetic fashion. I mean, there weren't really hardly any prophecies happening like what's happening right now in these times. I mean, the ultimate prophecy that happened at that time was the Messiah dying on the cross, and certain other prophecies too that which took place. But what we're seeing in this generation, we're seeing prophecies that are going to lead up to the end of the system in this time. Okay. So what Matthew 24 is alluding to, yeah, some of it's alluding to what happened in 70 AD, but most of what's written in this is mentioning the times that we're in right now. Okay, so as it is mentioned in Matthew 24, we're going to be delivered out of all of this stuff. So yeah, destruction is coming onto America and places like America and parts of the world. But guess what? Around the world, the elect are going to be delivered. And this is why, going back to Isaiah 19, the Lord is going to ride upon a swift cloud. In other words, a chariot is going to come in the midst. And this is going to be in the time of Jacob's trouble. And in that time, we're going to be tried. We're going to be tried. And that's why it reads, going back to Revelations 3 and verse 11, behold, I come quickly, hold that fast which thou hast, that no man take thy crown. So in other words, in that time, we're going to have to hold tight what we understand, what we know of the Heavenly Father, which is this knowledge overall. That's what I wanted to say originally. Okay. We're going to have to hold and grip this knowledge even tighter than we ever had in this time, because the Lord is going to be coming swift to deliver us. Verse 12, he that overcometh will I make a pillar in the temple of my power, and he shall go no more out, and I will write upon him the name of my power and the name of the city of my power, which is the new Jerusalem, which cometh down out of heaven from my power, and I will write upon him my new name. So in other words, we're going to be coming down out of those chariots, and we're going to be basically changed. Okay. That's why it's known. That's why when you read Revelations 20, again, John the Revelator, he mentions the new Jerusalem, because we're going to be transformed. We're going to be the kainos, in other words, which means to renew. So we're going to be new people. Our spirits are going to be renewed, and the flesh within us is going to be renewed. Okay. And we're all going to be set biologically to keep those commandments. So that's really what the New Jerusalem represents. It represents the men that have been delivered from the bondage of their captivity, and as well as the bondage out of these bodies that we're in, which is basically built to sin. Okay. Not to go somewhere else with this, but I just had to say that, and I think I said what I had to say as well on this topic that I'm going into. But yeah, this is going to be a reality real soon. You know, this could very well take place in a matter of months. It could be 4 or 5 months. This could be the case, being that we're in the year 2023, or it could be another year we have to wait. But it's right around the corner. As I just showed you this article, you have a lot of people, seems to be young people, that are gaining interest into this, and by the thousands, you know, they're undergoing the procedure of getting that mark under their skin. So if this is the case, then it's not a big deal to make it mandatory for the world to take it, being that we're all addicted and connected to this internet in some kind of way anyway, old or young in this case. So that's all I have to say for this right here. I want to give all of the praises and the glory to the Most High and His Son, Yahweh Bashmiel Shabash Revakak Wadash. And you know, shalom to all these. Shalom.